Humbert's gaze always followed the girl, as if she displayed modeling photos, lips upturned, hair swaying like in a silent fashion show. These little details were all captured by her, like collecting rare emotional stamps, secretly tucked away and savoured again and again. And Lolita seemed to accidentally lean in, advertising for personal space invasion. Lolita stood at the door innocently, her loose collar open, letting fair skin peek out. She followed the girl into the kitchen, saw Lolita sneaking snacks by the fridge like a thief, and felt the urge for an ice cream defense war. Cream on the ice cream smeared her lips and nose, making her look like a mischievous sprite. Humbert was firmly drawn to the scene, as if watching a Hollywood dream show. At that moment, Lolita looked like an angel in his eyes, her tender face radiating the temptation. This beauty was emotional, and desire seasoning for him a fatal emotional bomb. It even spurred absurd thoughts in her, praying for a vanished package from heaven, wishing Charlotte and others would vanish, leaving Lolita solely hers. One day, restless Lolita entered Humbert's room, like a doomed princess, casually crossed her leg and slouched in the chair. The agitation displayed by the innocent young girl was truly a bizarre spectacle, causing Humbert to let out a helpless yet hearty laugh. As her eyes roamed the room, she noticed the diary on the desk. Looking down, her hair fell like a small waterfall. This scene added a touch of tenderness, and then she cleverly flipped over and plopped right onto Humbert's lap. Her cute profile, so near, seemed to perform a close encounter for Humbert. Her slightly open lips revealed a pinky shyness, combined with her warm, sun-kissed hair, sending Humbert's heart into a wobbling mode. He thought if he kissed her now, Lolita would probably embrace this sweet moment like a character straight out of a soap opera. Their relationship grew closer day by day, like a family of three sitting on rocking chairs in the yard gossiping, almost like a family reunion. That day, Lolita carefully painted her lips red, looking like a goddess of color stepping out of a painting, and leaned slightly closer to Humbert, making the atmosphere spark with electricity. To cover up his embarrassment, Humbert hurriedly told the story of his death from years ago, triggering uproarious laughter from everyone simple, and Lolita laughed, shaking like a flower, nearly in Humbert's arms, becoming a sea monster. At this moment, Charlotte was completely lost in her own clueless world, blissfully unaware of the subtle atmosphere around her. Charlotte seemed immersed in a circus act of her own cluelessness, completely missing the unusual connection with her daughter. One morning, fate's giant wheel took an unexpected turn. Charlotte found Lolita boarding school, and today's the registration day. Humbert stood by the window, unwilling to look away, when Lolita spotted him and darted out of the car like a tiny rocket. Her hurried and determined footsteps seemed to carry an I won't give up kind of bravery, and Humbert silently prayed. Almost at the same moment, Lolita launched herself at him like a shooting star in the wind. She landed steadily in his embrace, her emotions blooming like fireworks, bursting with a girl's steadfast affection, and Humbert was completely enchanted. Humbert was lost in this quiet yet passionate moment, nearly exposing his desires and feeling completely out of control. In Humbert's eyes, Lolita became a vibrant wall of colours, and although he knew it was self-destructive, he couldn't resist. Humbert was willing to accept Charlotte's advances, even if she was flossed in to be with Lolita. He hid his feelings, jotting secrets in a diary, locking it away, fearing discovery. Soon, their simple wedding was heartwarming, and Humbert became Lolita's stepfather, thinking, dodging responsibility is an art. In the first 6 weeks of marriage, he used every excuse to avoid duties, even drugging his new wife, revealing his true con artist nature. Unfortunately, the dose failed, until Charlotte innocently opened Humbert's diary, revealing the truth. After a fit of hysteria, Charlotte wrote 3 letters, but on the way to mail them, she encountered a freak accident, departing for another world with all her regrets. Humbert felt little guilt after his wife's death. Instead, he let out a sigh of relief, as no one could interrupt his sweet world. A few months later, his wish came true. No one then could hinder him and Lolita, and he happily went to school. He lied that Charlotte was critically ill in hospital, taking a detour as a clever disguise. Observing Lolita's completely trusting and unsuspecting demeanor towards him, Humbert effortlessly drew her into his embrace. As soon as the car came to a halt, Lolita unhesitatingly threw herself into his arms, as if she were whispering, "I finally come home." But she dared not go wild, fearing an accidental start to a new life hard to describe. Even her kisses were light, like a test. When they arrived at the hotel, the lobby was packed, bustling, and lively, as if it were the party central. Humbert helplessly checked in at the front desk, while Lolita sat on the floor, playing with a little dog, not caring a bit about the luxurious environment. The dog owner was a mysterious man in a suit, and the table blocked Lolita's face, so she could only hear his deep voice. "This is my dog. He only likes you, and he doesn't like anyone else. He likes sweet talkers, those who make him feel loved like you." Upon hearing this, Lolita felt delighted, with a charming smile blooming on her face. However, as the scheduled check-in time had lapsed, only one room remained at the hotel. Humbert booked it for himself, promising Lolita they'd never share a bed. "Are you out of your mind?" "Why?" "Because, my dear, my mother discovered what you and I were up to." To this, Humbert had already prepared a countermeasure, as if it had been scripted by fate. He used his stepfather role to cover up, hiding their bond with family ties. Lolita just smiled, bluntly saying incest. In the evening, she reapplied her red lipstick and dined with Humbert by candlelight, reminiscent of an old romantic movie.